let's get into our top performers for the night, and then we'll wrap up the show. SPD, I'll let you lead us off because I love hearing you geek out about how much you love Lance Archer.
Well, this is back-to-back weeks, and I don't think that's happened with me. Unfortunately, because a lot of times the way the booking goes with AEW is you see a talent on 1 week and then they take a week off, and because it's such a deep roster. But Lance Archer, this is back-to-back top performers from SPD, and we could see a three-peat if since he's going to be featured again next week. So definitely his performance. And what really sealed the deal with him was him coming out at the main event to kind of clear house and to put the Good Brothers in their place. But overall, I just love to see a big man work that strong and that agile and that just his everybody dies mentality and just kind of just like soaking it all in. So Lance Archer is definitely my top performer. I was going back and forth. It was between him, Thunder Rosa, and Rey Fenix. And so those were the three, and what really solidified it was that ending for me. Thunder, like I talked about earlier, she looked absolutely strong the whole match. She was very impressive. This was probably, Bond said it, the best women's match in AEW to date, and so that was worthy of a top performer.
Yeah, I mean, not only did the Murder Hawk beat Kingston, but that ending, I could see why that was the cherry on top of the sundae for a Lance Archer mark like you. You had to be so geeked out to see him get involved because, to this point, so much of his storyline was centered around, Eddie Kingston, but it was also his relationship with Pac and Phoenix. And I didn't know if they were going to write that off and move him in a different direction and just have him focus only on Kingston. Right. It was nice to see him get involved in this again and stick up for the good guys, stick up for Team AEW. And I think that, we've fantasy booked this to death, but he is clearly emerging as a leader for Team AEW in this war of AEW versus the world. I think that I understand why you picked the Murder Hawk tonight. For me, I'm picking the DMD. I felt like that match. I don't know, man. I haven't been that excited about a match on AEW for a while. When you consider the feud, you consider the buildup, the importance of it to the women's division. The women's division, you and I have talked about it at length. It really needed a definitive matchup. It really needed some stars to emerge from this group. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, again, I'll reiterate it. Anytime a match has high expectations or high standards placed on it, and it delivers, I, as a fan, come away even more impressed because it shows that preparation. It shows that that deliberate approach to it, to know that eyes are on the product. I think that I'll be honest with you, Britt versus Thunder was the match that I wanted to see the most because I was expecting Thunder to do exactly what she did, and that is go full throttle, push the pace, test Britt in the ring. And I thought Britt responded. I thought Britt held her own and then some. I felt like Britt obviously Britt coming out on top speaks volumes for where her character is going. Yep. And I think that's why I picked her as the top performer, is because not only did she win, but I think that this was sort of a recognition by AEW that Britt Baker is the star that we see her as, and this is going to be a turning point for her character to be more taken more seriously in the ring, to be somebody who's not just talk. I think it's going to go a long way, and I think it's going to establish her even further in the women's tournament. So I'm geeked about where they're going with the DMD. I think that she's got a lot of star power. I thought that she came out on top. She looked like $1 million tonight.